guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. Back in November of last year, Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, sat down with Variety to discuss a myriad of topics, including the 10-year anniversary of Steven Universe and the possibility of a revival series coming to Cartoon Network. So first and foremost, yeah, it's been over 10 years since Steven Universe premiered on Cartoon Network back in 2013, which is just crazy to even say because a lot of time has passed since this show premiered, and quite frankly, I kind of remember seeing the first episode for the first time as if it were yesterday. Same thing goes for series like Amazing World of Gumball or Regular Show or Adventure Time. These shows have all premiered well over 10 years ago, and it feels like they were just on Cartoon Network and the faces of the network yesterday, but yeah, it's been over 10 years. But the bigger topic to come out of this Variety article is the possibility of a Steven Universe revival series. So Variety says it's been 3 years since the epilogue series Steven Universe Future ended, and you've recently worked on Adventure Time Fiona and Kate. Will there ever be a Steven Universe revival or spin-off series? Rebecca responds saying, I would really appreciate it if everybody who would be interested in seeing something like that would make a ton of noise and make it really known, because I would really be thrilled to explore that. I think in this current media landscape, if there's a huge amount of public demand, then that is something that becomes impossible to ignore. She goes on to say, I love these characters and I love this world and I would love to return to it, and I hope everyone feels the same way as I do. I may have an opportunity to do something like that. So yeah, unsurprisingly, Rebecca Sugar does want to return to the world of Steven Universe. I mean, I feel like if you asked most creators, hey, would you like to return to this show you used to work on all those years ago, I would say 9 out of 10 of them would probably say yes. There are some creators who do enjoy to work on new projects as opposed to continuing expanding upon old projects, but I feel like for the most part, most creators would say what she just said in that statement. Variety also asked, what would you like to explore in a Steven Universe revival? And she responds saying, I know these characters in this world very well, and there's so many interesting things in store for them and aspects of their personality that they're still grappling with that I'm interested in exploring. It's not an easy answer because there's so much, and I'm also grateful to Steven Universe team and the crew that worked for 8 years on the show. Thanks to them, these characters are so incredibly rich and this world is so beautifully defined. Even just our rules and our lore and the meaning behind why the characters are the way they are is so full of that. If I had an opportunity to work with them again, they really take on a life of their own. So based on this statement, it seems like Rebecca Sugar doesn't have a concrete idea as to what she'd want to explore in a Steven Universe revival or spin-off show. Either that, or maybe she does have an idea as to what story she'd like to explore, but she just doesn't want to put that out there in case they end up making it at some point. But either way, this statement kind of puts into light why I don't want Steven Universe to return. And so first and foremost, before I even go on with saying why I don't want it to return, I'm going to preface what I'm going to say by saying that I really did enjoy Steven Universe when it was on the air. I thought it was a fantastic Cartoon Network original, and as I mentioned before, it's one of the 4 series that really helped to carry Cartoon Network through the 2010s. Without Adventure Time, Regular Show, The Amazing World of Gumball, and Steven Universe, I don't know where Cartoon Network would be today. They honestly might not even be a channel, because those 4 shows basically carried them throughout the entire decade of the 2010s, since it did go downhill, as we know Cartoon Network did back in the mid-2010s. But nevertheless, Steven Universe as a franchise, I feel like it had a nice send-off. If you guys were watching my channel back when Steven Universe Future was premiering on the channel, you will know that I really wasn't a fan of the show. I feel like Steven Universe Future was just an unnecessary epilogue that really didn't accomplish much in the world of Steven Universe. It was a cool thing to see be announced at the time, but in my opinion, I feel like Steven Universe, the way it ended, the way it concluded, wrapped up all of the loose ends that it needed to wrap up. I feel like Steven Universe Future and the Steven Universe movie were kind of just there, and in my opinion felt unnecessary to be made. So the fact that they would potentially explore Steven Universe again in another spin-off series or another revival series, I feel like it's really unnecessary because we saw that once already, and quite frankly it wasn't that good. Not to say that the team couldn't come up with something even better and even bigger threat than the Diamonds, but do they really need to do so? Does Steven Universe as a franchise really need to return? And that's where I say the answer is no. I don't think it needs to return, and I don't think it should return. It had its spotlight. It was a fantastic series when it was on, and I don't think we need to continue it far beyond beyond that. I will say, I'm sure some people are going to say in the comment section, I love Steven Universe, I'd love to see it come back. I feel like in general with a lot of series, there are certain franchises that I feel like should come back and certain franchises that I feel like should be left alone. For example, if you watched my videos on Adventure Time Distant Lands and when Fiona and Cake was first announced, as much as I loved Adventure Time as a franchise, I really felt like it was time to let the series rest and to not make more Adventure Time content. I didn't really enjoy Distant Lands, but I was eating my words when Fiona and Cake came out because I thought that series was phenomenal and honestly is taking the franchise in a great direction. Of course, they could do something similar to that with Steven Universe, and maybe that changes my mind and changes my opinion on a potential Steven Universe revival or spin-off or sequel show or whatever you want to call it. But as of right now, I don't think Steven Universe is one of those series that should come back or needs to come back. On the other hand, there are shows that I feel like should get the spotlight once again and should have revival series or a little spin-off or mini series to, tie things up or just have a celebration of a show. A show that I think should get that treatment and really deserves it, and I hope to see it happen sometime soon, is Regular Show. I'd love to see a Regular Show mini series titled 25 Years Later, where we get to see that epilogue that got teased at the end with the Park crew being much older and having kids of their own. I think a little mini series or epilogue show following that world, following the world of Regular Show 25 years later would be great to see. But for Steven Universe, I really do think it's unnecessary to have yet another revival or sequel show. They did it once in Steven Universe Future. In my opinion, it wasn't that great. I don't really want to see them go down that road again. And if you had to ask me my opinion if I think something like this would happen, I really don't think so, just because there are a lot of other Cartoon Network series that need a revival or spin-off show more so than Steven Universe. Just a show like Codename Kids Next Door and Galactic Kids Next Door, that is something that definitely needs to happen. Infinity Train, even if you look at the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, the movie that Maxwell Adams was trying to get greenlit. I could go on and on and on with shows from Cartoon Network's past. Obviously, Ben 10 is a big one that deserves to come back, or Symbionic Titan. I feel like there's about 5 or 10 series that should get a spin-off series or a revival series before Steven Universe does, and for that reason, I don't think it's something that's necessary to do, and I hope that it doesn't happen. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. Can you guys believe that it's been 10 years since Steven Universe first premiered on Cartoon Network? And do you agree with me that they shouldn't make another spin-off or revival series? Or do you disagree with me and you want to see more come from the world of Steven Universe? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.